Mr. Lee, Tainim, all the executives, all the people in HQ office, and our people in different locations in the world. Good afternoon. My name is Jeffrey from FURSYS Group Taiwan. First of all, happy birthday to FURSYS Group. It's a very special moment, and I'm truly grateful for being here on this very special occasion, on this special day with all of you in HQ office. And thanks to Taining for having me in this very special event. And thanks to Dong Juning, who's in Taiwan, for releasing me from our heavy works in Taiwan. Thank you. And also my sincere appreciation for the HR team. Everything is just so perfect. You are very thoughtful and very warm. Thank you. So when I first got this opportunity, when Gi Juning told me the topic today is Uri Sai, right? It's in English, it's between us. I think this is meaning something very, very special for FURSYS Taiwan. So I'm standing here not only on behalf of myself, I'm standing here on behalf of all the overseas business of FURSYS Group. So I think before I start, I think most of you are very concerning about FURSYS Taiwan in the recent years. So I would like to quickly take you back to 10 years before when Illum brand entered the Taiwan market. Actually, it's in the year of 2015. Illum brand debuted in Taiwan with a collaboration with a one Taiwan local distributor. And thanks to them, they have built a very, very strong foundation for our future development. And 2 years later, that's the year of 2017, we officially established Illum Taiwan as a business entity in Taiwan. And I guess some of you may, like Mr. Ham, like Song Moon Nim, you spend a lot of energy and time back then. And we built up a very, very strong presence in Taiwan with the kids and study category. And that's how we show Illum's capacity and capability in Taiwan. And 3 years ago, that's the year of 2023. We call Illum Taiwan as FURSYS Group Taiwan. So it's a kind of flipping into a new page where we start many new things with many new challenges. And as you can see that we have some new faces from Korea. So this is a very short history timeline of Taiwan. By this, I just want all of you to get a little bit more understanding about FURSYS Taiwan development before I start this Uri Sai topic with you. So, what's us? How do we define us? It's a very interesting question to me. So I would like to firstly say something. I believe many of you will agree that between Korea and Taiwan, we share some similarities, right? Culturally, we like each other very much, but actually we may not that similar in some way. So first is language. Obviously, I'm standing here speaking English. Sorry, I'm still learning Korean. I promise I will do better. Maybe I will do some Korean presentation next time, but give me some time. But think about it. Everyone now is holding your cell phone. We have this EventCat, amazing application to solve this kind of language issue. Thanks to the group, this means a lot to people who are not speaking Korean. And in Taiwan, especially, we have Megan. Megan is somewhere. Megan has been always supporting the translation, so I don't think language is a barrier between us. And secondly, is a development stage. It's pretty easy for us to fall into a comparison between Korea and Taiwan when it comes to the brand development. But you have to realize that Taiwan, we only have 10-year history. So in Taiwan, we were more like a 2.0 version, but in Korea, you're almost in 5.0 version. So we are not in the same competition landscape, but we are doing very, very best to catch you up. And time zone, we all know that there's a 1 hour time difference between Korea and Taiwan, but our people, amazingly, you guys are working super hard. If even in the 9 p.m. at night, you are still reachable. So whenever I text on the Teams, I can always have your reply, no matter how late it is. Especially Dong Juning, I think. Um, Culture, I think this is something we need to pay a little bit more attention, as we all know that Versus Group now is going to global. So in the future, we are not only talking about Taiwan and Korea. In the recent day, we are talking about American market. We're talking about Vietnam. Maybe in the future, there will be more overseas market joining this big family. And then that means we need to adapt into very, very, various culture in the different, in different places in this world. And resource, I personally think this is the biggest difference among all of us in Taiwan. Most of the time in Taiwan, we must to figure out the way to solve our problem with relatively limited resource compared to Korea. But it's good to have our people in HQ. You're always very, very supportive to us. So even though we have these kind of differences, but don't get me wrong, such differences don't stop us for being as one. Instead, with all these differences, our collaboration becomes more valuable. So imagine Korea and Taiwan, we are more like 2 points. As our collaboration goes on, we draw a line between each other. So first, thanks to Taining for establishing and reinforcing the connection between the two territories. With your strong global view, it's you who draw the first line. And thanks to those of you who pioneered to Taiwan and contribute to build out everything from zero for Taiwan market. Song Ning is in America. Mr. Ham now is in HR. And Hyung Min Ning in Barros, I guess. Yung Jin Ning in Alosu team. All the guys I mentioned. Thank you for your contribution. And also thanks to Dong Junim, Hei Sang Nim, Song Jinim, that's my Andy, who inherited the torch and keep us moving forward in Taiwan. And also, I have to say, thank you, all my people, our people in Taiwan, our colleagues in Taiwan. Each of us has a role in drawing this line. So thanks to those who ever visit Taiwan and give us your support. Eugene, I believe that the new flagship store will be, stunning the Taiwan market. Jihening, we are still working on the contract with Bill Wuso, right? I believe we can get it done. And also, Se-ryong Nim and Yung Jin Ning, I'm not sure if they're here, but without your well-constructed SCT training in Taiwan, we would not be doing better. So all of you in HQ office, letters, barrels, factories, for always giving us a very, very good support. Thank you for that. So each of us, we are drawing the line between the two markets. And one day, we will be getting closer to each other day by day, and there will be a stronger circle between us under the FURSYS group. So what's between us? It's the question I ask myself. I think the answer is it's us. Actually, nothing between us but us. So to FURSYS Taiwan, it's believed that the definition of us has been changed since the day one of establishment of FURSYS overseas development. We are not fighting alone in Taiwan. We have you. To FURSYS Group, the concept of us has been broadened to outside of the Korean market as we are aggressively extending our footprints to not only Taiwan, but to many other countries in the world. So there's a funny part. Take it easy, be relaxed. Let me just show you some picture. Back some times ago, and in the picture you can see Taenim, you can see Samuning, you can see Mr. Han, and many other faces you might saw before. And this is some times ago. You see Hyung-min Nim, right? Hyung-min Nim, can you see that? And this is more like recently. We had Yongjin, we had Wang Sok, who contributed time in Taiwan. And we had so much special memory, beautiful memory. Se-ryong Ning, we went to Din Tai Fung, remember? You had a lot of xiaolongbao. I hope you still remember that. And also, we took our we took our chance to visit Korea. So always you are show very support, very much support and warm greeting, and all the things, all these memories are very impressed, and they are left in our memories. All the picture and Hejining, I'm waiting for you to come to Taiwan with slow bear brand. Okay, one day we can open up more opportunity in the future. So this is something special. We had our first pop-up store last year. So thanks to Yeunim and all the design colleagues. Without you, we couldn't make it happen. So it means something to us. And this is the year-end party we had last year. We were so thrilled to have Choronim, Choronim, and your team member, and Taenim. You came to Taiwan to join this very special event. So each and every point we create, we draw a line. So everything we do, we just reinforce the connection between us. So I guess that's all I want to share with you. 우리 사이. 감사합니다. Thank you.
네, 감사합니다. 오늘 이렇게 멀리서 함께 진행해주신 우리 제프리님께 여러분 다시 한번 뜨거운 박수 부탁드리겠습니다. 네, 대만의 처음 시작부터 또 끝까지 지금 성장하는 단계까지 함께 해주신 많은 분들, 그리고 앞으로 계속 함께할 분들에 대해서 소개를 잘 해주셨는데요. 발표 다시 한번 감사드립니다. 제프리님이 이렇게 멀리서 오셨기 때문에 저희가 그냥 보내드리기 좀 아쉬울 것 같아서 저희가 간단하게 제프리님과 토크 세션을 좀 준비를 해봤습니다. 그래서 오늘 이 발표를 해주신 내용에 대해서 간단하게 좀 캐주얼한 미팅을 진행해 보려고 하는데요. 이 무대 앞에 그 의자가 준비되어 있는데 제프리님을 앞으로 모시도록 하겠습니다. 다시 한번 나오실 때 박수 한번 부탁드리겠습니다. Paints the room so soft. Turn to you, yeah, my heart gets lost. Your sleepy eyes, your breath so light. Baby, you make every morning bright. Coffee steams, but I just want you. 음악은 꺼주시면 될 것 같습니다. No rush, no plans, just love in view. 네, 그래서 오늘 그 우리 사이라는 주제로 이렇게 발표를 진행해 주셨는데 오늘 발표 주제와 관련해서 몇 가지 좀 캐주얼한 그 대화를 좀 나눠보고자 합니다. 그래서 저 영어를 잘 안 쓰는데 영어를 좀 한번 해보도록 하겠습니다. 네, so Jeffrey.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a few more questions about your presentation.
Yeah, I'm ready.
네, are you ready?
Yeah.
Thank you. 네, 그래서 처음은 가볍게 그 오늘 한국에서 이렇게 처음 해보신 발표이기 때문에 오늘 소감이 어떠셨는지 또 오늘 해보면서 경험이 어떠셨는지에 대해서 저희가 한번 여쭤보고 싶습니다. 그래서 제가 영어로 자신감 있게 한번 여쭤보겠습니다. 네, so how do you feel about your first presentation at the HQ in Korea today?
Very exciting. And truly, I really appreciate this kind of opportunity to be on this stage, and it means a lot to me, and also the people in overseas market. I'm not sure if I'm the first speaker who is not a Korean speaker on the stage, but I'm sure I won't be the last. I won't be the last. So yeah, it's fantastic.
네, 사실 긴장하실 줄 알았어요. 처음 이런 무대 해보신다고 해서. 근데 긴장 전혀 안 하시고 지금 긴장은 제가 하고 있는 것 같습니다. 지금 손에 땀이 엄청 나고 있는데요. 오늘 이렇게 한국에 와서 이런 기회를 같이 접할 수 있는 게 되게 좋은 기회인 것 같다. 좀 이렇게 말씀을 해주신 것 같습니다. 오늘 주제어가 우리 사이라고 말씀을 드렸잖아요. 그래서 앞서 이 우리 사이에 대해서 발표를 잘 해주셨는데 좀 더 구체적으로 이 제프리님이 생각하는 우리 사이라는 게 어떤 개념인지 한번 좀 여쭤보고 싶습니다. So for the second question, what do you think is the definition of 우리 사이?
First of all, it's a very meaningful of 우리 사이. To me personally, I think there are three dimensions of 우리 사이. One is, at the individual level, like person-to-person interaction, which is happening every day between us. The second is between the two markets, Korea and Taiwan. There's a lot of interaction, collaboration, discussion, sometimes fighting maybe, between the two countries. And the third one, I think, for FURSYS group is more about between the present day and the future, because now we've been talking about globalization for a long time, and I believe we have made a very successful first step, and in the future, definitely, there's much more things we can be looking forward to it. Yeah.
오케이, 땡큐. 크게 세 가지 정도 말씀해 주신 것 같아요. 그래서 사람과 사람 사이의 관계, 그리고 어떤 국가와 국가 간의 관계, 그 지금 대만과 한국이 되겠죠. 그리고 시점으로는 현재와 또 앞으로 미래의 사이, 아까 경화님이 또 말씀해 주신 것처럼 이렇게 크게 세 가지의 골자를 얘기를 해주신 것 같은데, 이 중에서 그 두 번째, 이제 국가와 대만에서 오셨으니까 국가와 국가 간의 사이에서 대만과 한국의 관계성에 대해서 한번 여쭤보고 싶어요. 그래서 대만과 한국에서 과연 이 라이프 스타일에서의 유사점과 또는 차이점은 무엇이 있을지 한번 여쭤보도록 하겠습니다. So the next question, I'd like to ask about the relationship between Taiwan and Korea. So what are the similarities or differences in the lifestyle between Korea, and Korea and Taiwan?
As I mentioned, we do have something not in common between the two countries. But if you're asking me about something similarity, I would say basically we are sharing the very similar culture. I mean, we have manners. We really value the relationship between people. Um, just for you to know, I think the relationship between Korea and Taiwan has been, fantastic. People in Taiwan, we just so, into Korean culture. For example, those K-pop, K-drama, even Korean food. I think for people in Korea also, I think Taiwan among in the world is a relatively friendly country for Korean to know. So that explains that Korean really love traveling to Taiwan, right? So I believe there's something not in common, but mostly we are pretty like each other. Yeah.
So what is your favorite Korean food?
Oh, okay. That's a basically I love everything. I love all the Korean food, and but it happens to be my favorite dish is bossam, and luckily it's not. It happened. We just had a bossam for lunch today. So I guess I would change my answer next time so I can get this food in Korea. So yeah, the bossam. Yeah.
아, 사실 그 보쌈을 한 번도 드신 적이 없다 그랬는데 뭐 사전에 얘기가 된 것도 아닌데 오늘 마침 태희님이랑 점심 식사하시면서 여기 옆에 식사네 맞으신가요? 네, 식사네 가서 이제 보쌈을 마침 또 드셨다고 합니다. So 반대로 또 저희가 대만을 갔을 때 어떤 대만 음식을 좀 추천해 주실 수 있는지도 여쭤보고 싶은데, if we visit Taiwan, so what food would you recommend the most?
I would not recommend. I would just take you to there. Okay. There are many good foods in Taiwan, but if you are asking about the first restaurant I would like to take you to is the Ding Tai Fung. Definitely, like for Hejing Nim, like Seryong Nim, we went to Ding Tai Fung together. I think Ding Tai Fung's food is fantastic, but more importantly, I think the food there is representing representing the Taiwanese food culture. I think that's definitely one of the most representative food in Taiwan.
오케이, 땡큐. 딘타이펑이라는 레스토랑 유명하다고 하니까요. 혹시 그 외에 대만에 좀 여행 계획이 있으시다면 사전에 뭐 인터넷 찾아보지 마시고요. 제프리님께 한번 채팅으로 여쭤보시면 또 많은 맛집 리스트 알려주실 것 같으니까요. 적극적으로 소통해 주시면 감사하겠습니다. 근데 아까 이제 노래 얘기도 좀 K-pop 얘기도 나왔어서 한 번 더 좀 여쭤보고 싶은데, So what is your favorite K-pop song?
K-pop song. Okay. Let's start with most favorite K-pop singer. I love Taeyong. Taeyong, right?
태연. 태연
Taeyong.
좋아하신다고.
Taeyong.
네, 소녀시대의 태연.
소녀시대. Yeah, yeah,
소녀시대.
yeah.
That's right.
Actually, I was a very first time for me to get to know the K-pop culture was about more than 10 years ago when I was still young. Sorry. Sonerstei at that time was the most popular. I mean, the group of K-pop. So I just follow everybody. I started to listen to Girls' Generation song. So if you're asking, the most impressive song I had in my mind is the Into the New World. I don't know how to.
Into the New World. 다시 만난 세계죠. 네.
사랑해요 이유 미래. Yeah, yeah, yeah. This song. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, great singer song. 네, 이렇게 또 한국 케이팝에 대해서도 이렇게 좋아하셨고 그때 같이 노래방 갈 기회가 있었어요. 그때 이제 한국어 풀 버전으로 이 다시 만난 세계를 불러주셨던 게 기억이 나서 그 답변을 기대했는데 먼저 요청드리기 전에 노래를 또 불러주셔서 예, 감사의 말씀을 드립니다. 네, 지금 이게 대만과 또 한국에 대해서만 이제 얘기를 나눴는데 사실 앞에서 이제 해외 영상도 보셨고 저희가 앞으로 많은 해외 국가의 사람들 이런 어떤 배경이 다른 사람들 그런 사람들과 앞으로 협업할 일이 더 많을 텐데요. 이렇게 협업을 배경이 다른 사람들과 협업을 할 때 더 좋은 시너지를 내기 위해서 우리가 어떤 것들이 좀 중요하게 필요한가 이런 것들에 대해서도 다소 심오하지만 한번 질문을 드려보겠습니다. So in the future, we will be working with more countries and people work together to create more synergy. So what do you think is the most important thing or core value or behavior?
Okay, for this question, I think I would like to quote one of the core values that in FURSYS group, that's altruism. Altruism.
Altruism,
The
처음
reason
들어봤는데 이타심.
Itashim,
이타심.
Itashim, yeah, Itashim. The reason why I'm saying this because as we are globalizing ourselves, I think this is a truly value that we should be possessed for a long time when we are, going to the globalization. Because the spirit of altruism is to whenever whatever we do anything, we must to think about the others. How do we benefit the others? So from the company I came from, I used to work with some international big companies, but such this kind of altruism doesn't didn't exist much when it comes to the business environment. But in Versus Group, I think that's the reason why we are here. That's the reason why we are helping each other. We are creating a synergy. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you for your answer. 이타심에 대해서 말씀을 해주셨는데 정말 맞는 말씀인 것 같아요. 저희가 전혀 배경이 다른 꼭 국가가 다른 게 아니더라도 같은 한 나라 안에서도 여러 다양한 경험을 가지고 있는 사람들과 함께 시너지를 낼 때 상대를 좀 이해할 수 있는 이제 거기서부터 좀 간격을 좁혀나가는 이제 그렇게 시작해보는 게 되게 중요한 가치인 것 같은데 굉장히 공감되는 말씀을 해주신 것 같습니다. 네, 이제 마지막 질문 좀 드려볼까 하는데요. 그 사실 작년에 제가 그 대만 이제 연말 행사할 때 초청을 받아서 이제 참석을 한 적이 있고 또 그때 제프리님께서 말씀해주셨던 발표 내용 중에 제가 되게 인상 깊었던 내용이 있었습니다. 예, 바로 먼 훗날 이제 일룸 대만이 더 성장해서 지금 한국 본사의 한 절반 정도 되는 크기의 이 빌딩을 짓고 싶다. 지금은 사무실에서만 이제 근무를 하고 계시거든요. 그래서 그 포부가 되게 멋있었는데 그 내용을 좀 구체적으로 더 한번 여쭤보고 싶습니다. This is the last question. So last year at the Taiwan's year-end party, I was very impressed by your presentation. At the time, you mentioned that you would like to someday build an Illum building in Taiwan, half the size of the HQ in Korea. So could you explain that in more detail?
First of all, not me, but we. Okay. Don't laugh. It's not a dream. I mean, having a building. I mean, like what do you have in Seoul City? It's really I believe it means something. It's more like a symbol of successful business in one market. So speaking to the symbol, not necessary to be a building, but it could be in many different ways. But what I said is trying to give our people a vision of having a successful business in Taiwan, and in the future, we don't need to be jealous about our people in Korea for having such fancy building in Ogun. We can have our own in Taipei. So yeah, that's more like a visionary blueprint for us. Yeah,
Yeah, I hope that your goals will be achieved.
I
I
hope
believe.
so.
Yeah. 많은 분들이 또 이렇게 대만에서 또 이렇게 오시면은 저희 본사 이제 건물도 이쁘잖아요. 이렇게 보시면서 많이 질투, jealous, 질투도 느끼고 부러움도 하신다고 하는데 꼭 대만에서 오는 것뿐만 아니라 한국에서도 이렇게 대만에 앞으로 가서 교류도 많이 하면서 여러 가지 경험과 또 노하우를 공유하면서 함께 일룸 대만 또 퍼시스 그룹의 성장에 같이 기여할 수 있는 Dream Together 같이 꿈꿀 수 있는 그런 미래를 만들고 싶다 이런 선포를 해주셨던 것 같습니다. 네, 좋은 말씀 감사드리고요. 네, 이렇게 해서 좀 짧지만 좀 임팩트 있는 그런 토크 세션을 가져봤는데 괜찮으셨나요? 네, 감사합니다. So 마지막으로 한 번 더 여쭤볼게요. Finally, is there anything you'd like to say in closing this session?
Okay. Once again, happy birthday to FURSYS Group. It's a truly honor for me to be here. Again, I'm not sure if I'm the first, non-Korean speaker to make the presentation, but I'm sure in the future you will see some new faces who are now speaking Korean. So be prepared for that. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for having me here.
So how can I say happy birthday in Chinese?
生日快乐.
生日快乐,生日快乐.
What about in Korean?
생일 축하합니다.
It's more
생일.
complicated. Well, come again?
生日, 생일.
생일
축하합니다.
축하. 생일 축하합니다.
네,
Thank you.
네, 함께 해주신 제프리님께 다시 한번 뜨거운 박수 부탁드리겠습니다.